Couple of months ago I made a short 5-minute video which was just a quick time lapse of my stash, reorganization. I put some music in that video. I made that video out of pure fun. And I got one comment on that video that said, well, that didn't help that much, which means someone was watching that video and was expecting to learn something, maybe get some advice, tips and tricks on how to do your stash management. Someone was expecting something. And that's why we are here today, because I think today is the perfect time for that, because we are currently in the patch 12.12, we were all waiting for a wipe. Now excuse me, just a quick notice, I'm still recovering from a flu. The more I speak, my throat is just like, you know, my throat hurts, I need to cough, so there's gonna be a lot of quick edits, quick cuts, that's the reason why. As I said, this is the perfect time, you're waiting for a wipe, which could bring also new players in the game and also some old veteran players. Now I want to share my thoughts with you on how, maybe give you some of my advices, methods, the way of my thinking, how I play the game. Some of you guys will disagree with me, but either way we all have our ways. Let's start from the point of view of a new player. So if you are a new player, the first thing you got to do, you go to trading, leave your stash alone, go to trading, go to your traders, and you will examine every ammunition, magazine, every part that certain trader, that all the traders have in their stash. When you're examining weapons, double click on them, you will get this menu, and also examine every part on every gun that you see or that it's available to buy. Remember that, AK, just give me a second. You can play in two ways. You can play with your PMC. When you play with them, you are using your own equipment, weapons, magazines, gear, and if you die, if it's not insured, you will lose that gear, but that's the topic for another video. Or you can play as a scav, which is just like a random guy with a random loadout, and if you die with him, you're not losing anything. This is just like a bonus round. When you finish with your PMC, when you exit the raid, you will get to this menu, and you will have time to transfer all of the found items in a raid that you picked up. You have time to casually put them in your stash. But when you finish as a scav, you need to take all of your found items immediately to your inventory. If your inventory is full and you can't transfer all of the items, you will lose them. Bottom middle of your screen, you have a sorting table. This is like additional inventory or stash space for you. You remember that AK that we bought? I said that you examine every part of it. Now there's a certain thing. If you finished as a scav, and let's say your stash is full right now, you can't take this weapon out of your scav backpack because you don't have room. Now what you can do, and this is also a tip on how to make your weapons smaller. Now this is a two row weapon. Make it one row by extracting the magazine, taking the magazine out, and also taking out the pistol grip. You see, now you have a one row and you can take your weapon out. Now if you didn't examine like we did, and if you didn't examine, let's say, this pistol grip at your traders, and you found this weapon in a game and this pistol grip is unexamined, you can't take it off, which means if your stash is full, you can't take out the weapon and you will lose that gun. I lost a couple of guns in that way, so I just want to prevent right from the start, to prevent you from losing some of your found gear. Let's call it like that. And also, let's open this weapon case. You see, you can store a lot more guns if you just remove the magazine and pistol grip. When you start the game as a fresh player, you will have a couple of tactical rigs, you will have a couple of armors, weapons, magazines, ammunition in your stash. You won't have these cases. And for the first couple of weeks, you will use your tactical rigs as a temporary storage, because, for example, this Black Rock tactical rig, it takes 12 tiles of space, but it gives you 20. It holds 20 tiles inside, so it provides you with more space than it takes. During your gameplay, during your whole time frame of you playing this game, your stash will go through a couple of phases, because for the first couple of weeks you will store your items in tactical rigs, and then later on you will have ability to buy these cases, and with every upgrade you have in your hideout, and if you buy a certain case or you got a bag or a rig or something, backpack, you will always change, you will always rotate your things until you find a certain blueprint that fits to your gameplay, your philosophy on how to store items. Now let's talk about these cases. You can have them, you can buy them, you can get them in two ways. First way is when your character reaches level 15, then you are unlocking flea market, and on the flea market you can easily buy every case except item case, injector case, grenade case, magazine case, doctor case, ammunition case, medicine, weapon case, and documents case. And the second thing is you can buy or you can barter for a certain cases at traders. Now remember this sentence, you can buy or you can barter. I use multi-purpose patrol vest. It takes 12 tiles, but it gives you 24, so it gives you the double space that it takes. That's one of the ways in which you can store your gear, attachments, suppressors, anything that you want. Most popular at the beginning is Azimuth Tactical Rig, which takes 12, but it gives you 20 container size. You can find them on almost every second or third scav. Try to be as organized, the most organized as you can be, just to make your life easier. Like this case, I have suppressors in it. Try to categorize items in certain parts in your stash. Like these cases, I have suppressors, attachments, weapons, helmets. My main gear is at the top, medicine is in the middle, and scav jump boxes, which holds parts for your hideout upgrades and also hold barter items, they are at the bottom of my stash. You can play with this, and this middle ground, this middle part of the stash is my working area, in which you can you know, dismantle your guns and move your things in a stash. You can modify guns. You can put attachments on them, like flashlights, lasers, foregrips, scopes, and reflex sights. Five different types of attachments. Now, my favorite way of storing them is by using this little cutie. Meet Alpha Arms Goliath handguard. Now this handguard, I think I pulled the wrong one. Yeah, this handguard holds up to 4 tactical slots. One that in which you can put your flashlights and foregrips, flashlights and lasers. You have one scope slot which holds your reflex sight, and also you have a foregrip sight which holds your foregrip or just a grip. So you have 6 tactical attachments in one tile, and it costs only 6,000 rubles, and you can buy it at mechanic level 2. That's the first thing. And I'm also using Zenith B10, on which I can only mount this reflex sight EOTech 553. I'm just holding this thing because this guy doesn't go on Goliath. That's the only reason for that. Now, I mentioned scopes, right? If you love scopes, usually scopes take up to 2 slots per scope, right? 2 tiles. Now, go to Jaeger and you find, where are you? This does 106 rail scope mount. It costs only 2400, so I have like, what, we got 5 scopes out there, 12,000. And you can put this scope on that mount and it transforms your 2 tile scopes to 1. And in this way you are actually saving more additional space. Okay, some certain scopes like this one, currently it doesn't maybe fit on this mount, or maybe I need a different mount, but most of the scopes that have a mount on it will go on a certain but I don't have anything now to show you guys. I need a 5th one. Here it is. There's also one more way on how you can store your attachments like lasers, flashlights and reflex sights, and this is by putting them on weapons in your stash that you are not currently using. You can just fill every slot on the handguard on the weapon. This is also like additional storage, but don't forget to inspect the weapon before going into raid, so you don't have, like, you know, a ton of unnecessary attachments on the gun which will hurt your ergonomics And if you lose the gun, you will lose a lot of parts, a lot of attachments, and you know, we were talking about efficiency, saving your money and everything, right? I said you can buy or you can store cases. The best example is weapon case. Let's check the price on the market. 7 million currently. Average price is about 6 million, so I'm gonna go for 6 million. You can get your weapon case at mechanic, I think level 2. You can trade it for 10 bitcoins, and 1 bitcoin. For 1 bitcoin you need 2 Tetris and 2 green batteries. I think you are already guessing on where I'm going with that. So we need 20 Tetrises and 20 green batteries. You can save a lot of money just by buying these barter items on flea market and then trading it for a weapon case instead of buying it on a flea market as it is. Okay, let's do a quick math. The only downside for this trade is that you can buy 1 bitcoin every trader's restock, which is about 3 hours. Okay, they were cheaper. Now it's probably because there are a lot, the supply is low and the price is high. Usually they were about 80 to 90,000. Okay, but let's go with this one. So 10 of them is 1.4 million. Okay, this is 2.8 at a high price. 2.8, and we need what? 20 batteries. 2.8 and 1.6. 4.6 million. Just for barter items, to buy bitcoins to do the barter. So in this case, barter items cost 4.6 million. This case now currently costs 7. In this way you can save 2.4 million. If those Tetrises were like 80 grand, you will you will save for about 4 million. Let's say 4 millions roughly just by buying the barter items on flea market and doing the trade in that way, instead of just buying weapon case on a flea market for the price as it shows. Explore, search, go through every offer that you can see, that you can find, and try to calculate what's the best option for you. Now, why is it important to save money? It's easy to make money by selling barter items on flea market. But you need a lot of money to upgrade your hideout, in which you also buying certain parts for upgrades. For hideout upgrades, you need money for that, you need money for cases, you need money for gear, and you need a lot of money. Where I'm coming from? I'm coming from the point of view of a regular average gamer that games like, okay, 10 to 12, 13 hours a week. If you earn on a certain raid 200,000 rubles, but you need to play 20 raids just to cover that difference that you overpaid on a flea market for, let's say, a weapon case. You're saving your own time because you need to play a lot of raids just to buy one case, which won't change that much, because let's see, one item case you can put, let's say, 4 big tactical rigs and 2 smaller, and that's it. It won't change that much. One good raid and you're full. Let's say you get out with 2 armors and 2 tactical rigs, and one item case is done. And come on, then go play another 20 raids just to, or 20, 30, 40, it depends on how much you dive, just to buy one case. This backpack I have on my PC, this is also like a additional storage. It contains 2 rigs and 2 armors. When I'm going on a scav run, I put him on the PMC. I have additional stash space, right? When I'm going on a PMC run, I put him back in a stash, and I take one of the backpacks from my backpacks that are in the stash, and I use it in that way, kinda, you know, cheating the system. And also you can put backpacks in backpacks, and they have a limitation. You can't put a lot of backpacks on your PMC because there's a limit to that. To go around that, open your sorting table, take one of your backpacks out and put it on a character. That's easy. It looks confusing right now, but when you practice it a little bit, everything will just flow, you know, when you learn it one time. Now, next thing, while we are at the sorting table, I said that your stash will go through multiple phases of reorganization. Okay, next thing is, this is additional storage, right? Now, there's a little catch, you can't extend it, right? It can't be that bigger, kinda. Hold shift and click on every item, and the game will automatically put all of the items that you clicked in that sorting table, and this will give you a lot of space just to reorganize your stash. And if you, I just pressed escape and everything resets. I think it resets. Let's check it out. IFX bandage. Okay, this was like this. Either way, yada yada yada. Now, while we are here, I have a lot of equipment I want to talk about with you guys. I read a couple of comments. I heard a lot of streamers, some of the streamers, not all of them, that say don't hoard your gear, and that's where I disagree. Hoard as many gear as you can, or as many gear as you want, because this is your game. Find your way on how you're gonna play this, how you're gonna store your stash, because every person is different and every person has different priorities. Me personally, I love guns. I can't get enough of guns, as you can see, and I always want to have enough equipment, gear, weapons, rounds, everything for at least 7 to 10 raids. For me, not to, so I don't need to buy anything for 6, 7, 8, 10 raids. Don't hoard your gear. Just sell anything that you found, because you can buy it at traders. It sounds good. It is true only in a case of cheaper items like magazines that cost like 2,000. It doesn't pay off for you to keep them. I can sell this helmet for 30 grand, right? The new one costs 55,000. Let's say I sold this one right now for 30. I go in a raid, I die, I lose my equipment, and let's say I want that same helmet and I need to buy it for 55,000. You're in a deficit, you're in a negative balance of 25,000. You need to go back to the raid to compensate for that difference that you just lost. You need to compensate for the 25,000 because you sold the gear that you can later on buy at the trader. Let's check this armor just quickly. We can sell it for 56,000 on a flea market. Is 140. That's what, 84,000. A big difference. That's why I always say hoard your stash, hoard your gear, collect, do what you want, find a balance in the game, buy cases, store your guns, enjoy, play. I'm also storing ammunition. I have ammunition enough for I don't know, 30 raids. Why not? If you can store it, easy. Also, I'm keeping a lot of medicine because medicine is also quite expensive. 6.5 painkiller, that's 7, that's 15,000. Let's 2 bandages, that goes for 20,000. Let's have a tourniquet, 24,000. You need food, water, that's 24, 36, and if you buy Iskra, 36. Okay, this is a stupid price. Let's say you need 40,000 or 50,000 rubles just for your medicine, if you're buying it from the trader, for your medicine, and 30,000 for mags, that's 80,000 without headset, helmet and everything. You need, okay, these current prices are inflated. I think the cheese at the beginning of a wipe is about 3,000, but either way, you always need 20,000, 30,000 just for medicine. For me, that's a lot. If you die 3 times in a row, you're minus like 300,000. Me personally, I don't have that much time to work, to farm, to compensate for that loss. That's why I'm keeping all of the items, all of the medicine that I can, and also all of the weapons. I think you got the point. I'm just trying to open your eyes on every category, every certain part of the game. Did I said everything? I think I did. I'm just hoping that you, at least one advice fits with you, that it helped you. You can also write down in the comment section down below on maybe some advice that I don't know. Like DJ Shipley says, transfer knowledge or knowledge transfer. Learn, help your friend, help someone else that you don't know, give them advice, exchange, in the comment section, use it to help other guys. On the battlefield in the raids, we're all enemies. But outside of the raids, we're still humans, right? Human beings, you're players. Well, either way, you can fold your guns and make it even smaller. Some of the guns, they have a foldable stock. You can fold that thing and make it smaller. In all of the cases, you can increase your stash size by upgrading it in a hideout. But I think the first level of upgrade, it costs 2.5 million rubles. Now you see, for average player, that's a lot of money, and that's why saving your money is quite important. Yeah, I think this is all. I'm gonna wrap this video out. Leave a comment down below if I forgot about anything. So, and if you really like the video and you want to support the channel with it, you can always click the like button. I'm gonna appreciate it a lot. So this is all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Shawty loves it, yeah, loves that I'm a dog. They don't want it, yeah, they scared of what I know. Told you the budget, yeah, I gotta get my own. Shout out my bros, this right here deserves a toast, yeah. A lot of people back home on my back and they know. Trying to get on my line, cause the people I know.